I happened to watch an interview that you gave to the Pakistani podcast channel, the Pakistan Experience, talking about this interview. And in that interview, you replied by saying that you found a bit boring the narrative about the city, which concentrated mostly on its jihadi aspects or the importance of the army, perhaps not only about the city, but in general about Pakistan. And you wanted to explore more about the social, cultural, historical, political aspects of the city. You also made constantly, you keep in the book references to other zones, conflict zones in the world, including Brazil, the favelas you talk about, the Colombia case you talk about. You, in fact, also mentioned about the Gilets Jaunes, the Yellow Vest manifestation. So, how do you look at this kind of expansion of the example of Karachi to other places?
Well, as you pointed out, when I started this research in the early 2000s, indeed, Pakistan was all too often, and that only increased after the events of 9/11, 2001. It was often reduced to, I mean, the importance of the army, its collusion with jihadis, emphasizing Pakistan as a center of international terrorism. In Karachi, at least, the jihadis and Islamists more generally were never a serious political force to reckon with. After 9/11, they did take a hold in the city. They organized a campaign of militancy that really disrupted the city, but they never became a central major force in political or even in territorial terms in the city. They were just one of the many stakeholders, one of the many parties to the conflict. So what I tried to do was to assess the much larger configuration that was at play, its historical roots, the fact that the most, and what intrigued me was that the most violent actors in the city were actually not religious organizations, but secular forces, which at the time, incidentally, were very much supported by the West. So there was here an anomaly in comparison with what was assumed to be the center of conflict in Pakistan.